Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Podcastage. Today I want to discuss how I place my microphones in my reviews in another edition of What the Feck? The reason that I want to cover this topic is I recently got the question, why do you mic your acoustic 2.5 feet away? The simple answer is, I don't. But that made me realize that I've never shown or discussed how and where I place microphones during my reviews, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you how and where I place my microphones for vocals, electric guitar, and acoustic guitar. So let's go ahead and do it. Sound source 1, vocals. For vocals, I don't really do anything too special. The main thing I do is keep the microphone off axis so I don't put any plosives directly into the diaphragm. And then as far as the distance, for a dynamic microphone, I try to keep about 3 inches away from the microphone, but I float around during the body of the review so I don't keep that too strict. For condenser microphones, everything remains consistent except for the distance. For a condenser microphone, I would just measure out 6 inches, and that would be the placement. For singing vocals, for spoken word vocals, this would be the starting point. And I do want to point out that although I do float around in terms of distance during the body of the review, when I'm in the comparison section of the video, I make sure to measure the distance to the microphone every single time I change microphones to make it as comparable and consistent from microphone to microphone. Sound source 2, electric guitar. For the electric guitar, I use an isolation cabinet with a Celestion Vintage 30 in it. The box that I use is called the Box of Doom, and it allows you to get very granular and specific with the placement on multiple axes, and I take advantage of that by measuring on 3 axes. I place the microphone 3¼ inches away from the speaker, 4¾ inches from the side of the cab, and 5½ inches from the bottom of the cab on the inside. And here is that baseline sound in that mic position using the Beyer Dynamic TGI-51. First, I'll give you the clean sound, or I guess more of a crunch sound. Here you go. Now let me go ahead and turn on my BEOD pedal, no, the Dirty Shirley pedal, and show you the overdrive or distortion. Sound source 3, acoustic guitar. On the acoustic guitar, I know you're shocked to see me holding another piece of cardboard because, again, I measure the distance to the microphone, but as far as the placement, I have the microphone pointed between the 12th and 15th fret, and I do angle it slightly towards the sound hole, and as you guessed, the distance comes in at about 12 to 13 inches, and this is the kind of sound that we get with the microphone in that position. And now that you know all of my secrets, you know how and where I place my microphones, and you know that I try to be consistent from video to video and comparison to comparison, I have to implore you, do not copy these microphone placements. Do not copy them because, in my opinion, that flies in the face of all that is recording. What I mean by that is I think it would be kind of tragic, to be a bit hyperbolic, if you just had a set microphone placement and position for every recording, because the fun part about recording is experimenting and trying to find new and interesting sounds. That comes from trying different microphones in different locations, in different positions, in different orientations, trying to get the funkiest and coolest sounds that you can. The only reason that I'm okay being so strict on myself when it comes to microphone placement is because as somebody who makes reviews and records audio demos, I think it's my duty to be as consistent as I can from day to day, because that makes my modern videos since I got the Box of Doom much more comparable, and in my opinion, that makes those videos much more valuable for somebody who is researching microphones, because they can get a much better understanding of the differences in sound from the microphones by comparing video 1 to video 2. It's a lot more difficult to do that if you just throw up a microphone and don't have any kind of consistent placement. Because are you hearing the difference in the microphone, or are you hearing the difference in the placement of the microphone on that sound source? That's why I'm so strict, but you should not be. You should be experimenting and having fun, because that's what recording is all about. Get weird. Make cool sounds. And that concludes the video because I have nothing else. Now you have a better understanding of how I approach my reviews, how I place my microphones for my reviews. Maybe that was valuable to you, maybe it wasn't. But if you found this video fun, interesting, or helpful, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, hated it, big ol' thumbs down, and these people are amazing. They support the channel and make videos like this possible. They are awesome. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you on another date. Bye-bye. Well, boop.